Hey, Lee here from Grain-Free Insights. Something came up this week with the acetaminophen that I take. It's also known as Tylenol, but I'm not talking about Tylenol. That's a brand name. I'm not discussing Tylenol today. I'm discussing acetaminophen, specifically the acetaminophen from Costco and also the acetaminophen from Sam's Club. We usually get our ours from Costco. But lately we've been going to Sam's Club because it's a little bit closer and there's some traffic delays between where we live and the Costco that is in Texas. We are in New Mexico, but we have to go into Texas to go to a Costco, which is about an hour away on a good day. But now with all the traffic, it's taking a little bit longer. So anyway, the acetaminophen that I've always purchased, if you look at the label right here, it says it's gluten-free. Apparently that's gone away. They're no longer labeling it as gluten-free, at least what's coming off the line now. If you have an older bottle, it'll probably still say gluten-free. The reason for that, as best we understand, my husband talked to a pharmacist about it, is that sometimes they change lines and production methods when it comes to the acetaminophen that they sell. So they don't know for sure from production line to production line if it's going to be gluten-free. Sam's Club told my husband that there is starch in their acetaminophen, and that in order to see if it is gluten-free, you need to call or talk to the pharmacist every time you purchase it there so you can double check. It's a lot easier to check Costco's than it is Sam's. From what we see, Sam's does not have a telephone number on the label to call, although if it has one of those peel back labels, sometimes you might see some information in there. I'm strictly going off of the acetaminophen that we have from Costco. Now on Costco's, they have a telephone number you can call if you have any questions or concerns about the product, and that is listed right underneath where it says gluten-free. There's a telephone number. Currently, if you want to know if your acetaminophen is indeed gluten-free, when you call the Costco 800 number, you're going to want to give them the lot number. And on my bottle, it's right here, and also the expiration date. So if you look for the expiration date, you're probably going to be able to find the lot number. You want to call them and ask them if that lot number is gluten-free. If you are interested and you have any other allergies or intolerances, you might want to ask what they are using as their starch in that particular bottle. I don't have a lot more information than that. I just learned about this, like I said, this week. If you know more about the acetaminophen at Costco and Sam's Club being gluten-free, I wish you'd please post some information below, or even if you have a source for gluten-free acetaminophen that you use continually, if you would post that too, just to let us all know. You know, this is really a good lesson in always checking the labels. It's so easy to fall into the habit of knowing that something you've purchased maybe for years is gluten-free, and then suddenly it changes. And if you're not checking that label, you're going to miss it. That's happened to me a few times. Once was with some frozen vegetables. I can't remember which brand it was, but always labeled gluten-free, never had a problem. Then one day, same vegetables, I ate them. Within about 15, 20 minutes of eating them, I started to have a reaction. I went into the garbage. I looked for the label on the frozen vegetables, and sure enough, now there was a gluten warning that it was shared on lines that had possible cross-contamination issues with wheat. So always look, always check. Don't get cocky like I did. Make sure always, always that you're looking for that gluten-free label. You know, a similar thing also happened to me with one of my prescriptions once. I take thyroid medication, and I was using Armour Thyroid, no problems with it at all. And then all of a sudden, one day, I started having minor reactions in the morning after taking it. Now, I never saw anything on the label that indicated gluten-free or not in the prescription that I was using. So I ended up making a number of phone calls, both to the manufacturer, to the pharmacy, and eventually I found out that they were not guaranteeing that the Armour Thyroid was going to be gluten-free anymore. And so I ended up having to stop using it. I did contact a doctor that could write me a prescription for a custom dose of thyroid medication. In other words, I get my thyroid medication now from a compounding pharmacy that can guarantee that there's absolutely no gluten in my thyroid pills. If you want to know more about compounding pharmacies, let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to record a segment on them, but I'm not going to go into that today. You know, another thing I want to mention too before I go is it's important to use body lotions, shampoos, conditioners, etc. that are gluten-free. Always look for the gluten-free label or call the company to make sure. Even though you might not accidentally eat body lotion, there's still a chance that you could have a cross-contamination issue. Think about it. You put lotion on your hands, on your arms. Now you're picking up a little piece of food and eating it. If that lotion isn't gluten-free, you're going to be cross-contaminating yourself. It's also, you want to make sure that gluten doesn't go into any hole in your body, because then it's definitely going into your digestive tract. So if you're using shampoo, conditioner, it's getting in your eyes, maybe your nostrils, your mouth, that can lead to reactions also. So just for peace of mind, you might want to make sure that you're using gluten-free body lotions. Finding something that's certified gluten-free is always best, so you can protect your skin and prevent accidental ingestion, just to maintain your overall well-being. Before I go, I should add that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a health professional in any way. So if you do have questions about experiencing a gluten-free lifestyle and how to be the most careful to take care of yourself, please talk to your primary care provider to get more answers. In the meantime, thank you for being here, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.